Good morning. My name is Vicki and welcome to Mornings at Sunrise Cottage. I've always considered myself a gardener, so today I'm taking you along with me to Pineview Farms. Here we go. As we drive into Pineview Farm, it seems that every time we pause a moment on the bridge to check out the stream, then we go across and look at the cattle in the beautiful field. And then we've arrived. We are at Pineview Farm, where we can go in, grab us a buggy, go around and choose the vegetables or the plants that we're shopping for each time we visit. They also have furniture such as the double rocker that you're looking at now. And they have so many beautiful hanging baskets. I just can't wait to get some of those home to put on my porch. First of all, we looked at the cabbage and we saw the golden cross. And we looked at the stonehead and the bravo. We were trying to decide which one that we wanted to put into our garden and possibly make kraut for later in the season. Next, they had the broccoli and the kale. We always plant kale, the kohlrabi. We actually have not planted that. And then we looked at the lettuce. And I ended up getting some of the romaine and of the red romaine. And then we went on down to the strawberries, and there were two types. There were the June bearing. And we started looking at the tomatoes. We looked at the celebrity and the big boy. Last year we planted 15 different types of tomatoes. And this year I think we're going to cut it down to about 5, and we're here to pick those out. Cherokee purple, we grew those last year. The early girl. They have a large selection of tomatoes from which to choose. There's the better boy. My father-in-law always liked that. Then we checked out the squash, the cucumbers, and I bought probably 12 of those, the different ones. I bought 3 different types. I bought the pickling. Then we went on down the other row of the tomatoes. There's the early girl, the Goliath, I'm assuming that's huge, the Jet Star, La Roma. I would say that would be good to make your sauces out of. The Super Steak, and I noticed they had tomatoes from different companies, which tells you that you will have a large selection from which to choose. I picked some of these through here. I got the super sugar one there. There's the brandy wine. And I think I saw Mr. Stripey. Yeah, there's Mr. Stripey. I raised that last year and really liked the taste of that. Now there's okra that you're seeing there. And I didn't get any of those because I have my own seed from last year. There's rhubarb. And I didn't get any of that because I have my own rhubarb, and it's $4.95. That's a good price for that. And then we're getting down into the pepper. And they had a variety of peppers like the Ghost there. I think that's pretty hot. And I always go for the sweet pepper. So I got the sweet banana there. I got some of those. And I got some of the, just the red peppers and the yellow. The hot peppers have a lot of capsaicin in them. So if you have any type of allergy to capsaicin, you might need to stick with your sweet or your less hot peppers. And they just had a huge amount of those peppers. It surprised me what a selection they did have, actually. And then I saw a Japanese maple, and I have been wanting one of those for a while, and I thought these were just really pretty there. But I came today just to get vegetables, and so I won't be picking flowers, but what a large amount of flowers to choose from. There's verbena, and there's zinnia, and I love zinnia. It's one of my favorite flowers. They had some marigold, different types, especially like the red ones, because I'm going to focus on red in front of my home this year. But they just had so many different colors of them, and I always try to get a smaller one so that it gives it a little bit of time to grow. Those were some Proven Winners. That's a good brand of the Petunias, and they just had wonderful colors in that also. And I missed this tree, this pink dogwood. I would definitely have gotten that if I hadn't been filming. I'm going back over there to pick that up. Then they had a lot of the, I think that's azaleas there. And again, they've got the Proven Winner brand of all these different plants that I'm looking at. And that is one of my favorite brands. And I just had to show you all the evergreens, the small ones that you could get for your yard there. And I just had to swing around and show you the garden arches or arbors that you could put your climbing plants on. I thought that was so pretty. And I'm sure they make those there also. You could check with them. But what a beautiful view. Then I decided I'd walk back toward the greenhouses to see what they had in there. Then I happened to see the white dogwood, which I also really like. And I believe that below are some magnolias. Then we walked on into the first greenhouse. And I have grown this plant before. And I think when I purchased it, it was called a black-eyed Susan vine. And I had it on my front porch, and it did absolutely wonderfully. And that's in a full sun. And as we're looking at these beautiful baskets, I want to remind you that as you are choosing the plant or plants for your garden or for your lawn or yard or flower bed or whatever, you probably need to take into account if they are going to be in the shade or the sun. And think about the spacing, and think about the soil type that you have. And you can look on the tags on like these dahlias here that it's showing, and it will tell you where you should plant these plants. These are just so pretty. I love all of their baskets and their flower pots, and these would be wonderful for Mother's Day gift or any type of special occasion. I think they would also be beautiful on your porch or hanging on your porch to decorate up for summertime. That's Dusty Miller there, and I think that's always pretty to put in with your plants. And those are sweet potato vines, and they had so many of those sweet potato vines of different colors that I had actually never seen. I have used several of those, but I just had not seen those specific ones that they had. And what I like to do at a plant shop like this is to purchase a flat. And if you'll notice, they have the plants all priced by a flat and then each, and you definitely get a better price anywhere if you buy the entire flat. And I think these were called moss roses, and I think this is some more zinnias they have here that's just starting to grow. But a flat of any of those would be absolutely beautiful in your flower beds, especially those moss roses. And I think the name will come up here shortly in the video Portaluca, I believe they're called. And such a variety of colors in those. Portaluca, yeah. Aren't those pretty? Petunias are also a favorite, and impatiens are. These impatiens here, they're $16 a flat. And then there's, I think that was more petunias. And then my favorite, the zinnias. And I particularly like these baskets that had some greenery in them, not just the flowers, but the greenery also. And here we have some sunflowers. I always like to stick a few of those in my garden. And those petunias, I'm going to have to get some of those lavender petunias, I think, for my back porch. And I absolutely loved the coloring on these petunias. And there's some more coming up here that was just equally as beautiful. And I like the salmon color also. But just about, there's verbena, just about anything that you could think of, they have here. Look at the variety of colors, and then again those beautiful baskets. Oh, here's the one that I really loved. That was probably one of my favorite hanging baskets right there. Then these are begonias here. And the thing about the begonia, it doesn't have to be watered as much. So if you don't have a lot of time, you can only get out once a week or something, that would probably be a good thing for you to get. And these lantanas, they have such color in them, and the shades vary from plant to plant just in one basket or one pot. And I thought those were so pretty and so delicate. If you're doing a pink yard, that would be beautiful. Then I always think these look good in with your flowers. I think it gives a good look to your flowers. And it amazed me. I grew these a couple of years ago, and I didn't realize how tall the coleus grew. But they get very tall. And I've never seen such a variety as they had here in the color. And then there's a mixed zinnia, which I'm assuming that means you're going to get different colors in that. And the euphorbia was so pretty. That would be good in like the window boxes, that could fill in for your window boxes. And lemongrass. If you've not tried lemongrass in your garden, try you some lemongrass. Oh, it smells so good. And the mint, we're looking at mint here. And the only thing you need to watch out for mint is to make sure you grow it in a container or something that will not let it get out into the rest of your garden. I made that mistake last year, and it spread into an entire bed. And they had a large variety of their different herbs. There was oregano and there's sage. I grow sage and I grow oregano. And there's the purple sage. I grew the other type of sage. And then there's your basil and parsley. And your parsley really looks so close to cilantro. And then there's chives. And I always like to grow at least one bunch of chives in the garden to go in salads and things. And lemon. I'm going through these kind of quickly. but I wanted to try to get everything in. And there's the cilantro right there. And I thought these were so pretty. They had like the tall kind of flower pots. And this is a mosquito plant. It's supposed to keep mosquitoes from coming around you if you put it on your porch or on your patio. These right here are just such a gorgeous flower. And those coral sun are also beautiful. We are now getting down to the hibiscus, and this is an annual flower. Some places it is a perennial, but here it's an annual. But they are so beautiful. I've grown these before also. I think they just add a sense of elegance to anywhere that you plant them. And then the Gerber Daisies. They are really pretty. Now, I don't seem to have very much luck with getting them to last a long time. That's the only thing with the Gerber Daisies. And then they had a large selection of grasses. And they had a large selection of succulents here. I guess I just never noticed that before, and especially the pearls there. I like those. And they had some small cactus. And always remember to keep an aloe vera plant in your kitchen. I absolutely adore the baskets they have here. The woven ones, I think they are delightful. And clematis plants, they had a great selection of clematis plants. I do intend to come back and to get one of those. And they had a double, kind of like a double clematis that I really liked. I'm not sure it's called a double really, but it's one of my favorites. And they had so many colors. You know, you go to most places and they just will have like the deep purple. And these geraniums are so pretty. You can't beat a geranium. And you just have to kind of keep those dead-headed and they'll just keep going for you. And I thought those orange ones were such a pop of color. And they also had those in hanging baskets. There's so many colors of these plants, it's hard even to pick which one you really want. But I want to challenge you, any of you that go and purchase flowers from here, to take a picture of your flowers and how you've used it and post it in the comments section of this video. Now these geranium planters are so pretty. So folks, get out there and pick your mother a beautiful planter. And these cannas, or cannies, they're real pretty too. I like those. I noticed they had those in the bronze scarlet and the yellow, and I really like the mango color of those. I hadn't seen that before. And they're $8.95 a gallon. And then we move into houseplants. And I guess I just never noticed those before, but they had a variety of houseplants. Then you go outside and you go through the arbor, which is really pretty. And first of all, you see the hollyhocks, and I'm not sure what colors they had in those, but they had quite a few, and they had lavender, and they had lupine, and I grow all three of those. And they had a great variety out here of the perennial plants at $4.95 a piece. Rose mallow, I've grown that also. And they had elderberries, which I would never have thought they would have had. And I would like to grow some of those. I have some of the native ones, but I would like to have more varieties. They even had grapes. And I think those were blueberries before that, and then some blackberries. And then they had peonies. Those were, I think it's $14.95, I think. Then they had iris. I thought the Peggy Sue was really pretty. It's kind of a peachy color. And I believe that these that we're seeing right now are also begonias, the hanging plants. They had a lot of accent plants. These are begonias. I ended up buying 2 of those, and I had said earlier I was there just for the vegetable plants, but I ended up buying 2 begonias. As we go on down the greenhouse and view the ending of these beautiful flowers and ferns, I want to express my thanks to Pineview Farm for allowing me to come in and video all of their beautiful vegetables and flowers and all the other plants. Also have fresh vegetables and a variety of other merchandise. Thanks for watching. We hope you will join us again next Tuesday for our next segment of Mornings at Sunrise Cottage.